Hi, my name is Phil Anderson, and I'm running for United States Senate to represent Wisconsin. This week in the Isthmus, Madison's popular weekly newspaper, is an article about Mike McCabe and the work he's doing to empower people in the political process. Here's a picture of the cover. On it, because it probably reads backwards to you, Mike's wearing a shirt that says, neither elephant nor ass, meaning he's not a Republican or a Democrat. Now, I appreciate that sentiment. Actually, there's a very popular libertarian graphic that shows us as being in the middle of the left and right and not on the far right or far left, which is actually much more accurate if you have to use a linear way of looking at it. It's even more accurate to show it on a scale of oppression versus freedom, tyranny versus freedom, where we would be on the far end of freedom. But that's not the point of what I'm talking about tonight. The thing is that Mike McCabe and others like him, progressives, have a very positive idea about trying to rid politics of the insidious effects of big money, the insidious corrupting influence of people donating to campaigns and to politicians. Now, I agree with them on that. I think most libertarians agree that there's way too much money in politics. But the method, I think, is all wrong, and this is why. As long as there's powerful government, as long as government has control over the economy, over social issues, over property, over those sorts of things, there will always be a way for politicians and the government to be corrupted. Whether it's through a straightforward process like campaign donations or a roundabout way of giving rewards to politicians while they're in office or after they're in office, there'll always be a way. Money is kind of like water. It always runs downhill, and it will always run downhill from those people that have it and want to have influence over things to those who have influence through political power. It will always happen. I don't think it'll fail. I don't think there's any law that can be passed, reasonably passed, that can affect campaign finance reform as long as the government is still powerful. The libertarian answer, and for the same reasons, wanting to empower people, to get rid of the insidious influence of money on politics, and not only big money, but foreign money, contractors, unions, etc., is to make government small to the point where it's really not that good of an investment anymore. If the government had as much power as, let's say, your local dog catcher or your local trash collection agency, then would it be worth spending hundreds of millions of dollars to bribe? Probably not. So the idea is that you can empower people to live their lives as they choose through a libertarian government, a small government, and honoring the non-aggression principle, and at the same time, by reducing government, reduce corruption, because government ceases to be a good investment for those who would seek to purchase power, rent seekers, as they're called. That is my prescription for the future. As your senator, I will do everything I can to trim back government influence from the federal level, kicking things back down to the state level, to the local level. Any issue should be handled on the lowest governmental level as possible, even down to the individual. And in that way, if we can make things more sensible, more accountable, we'll have less corruption. And the things that Mike McCabe and others are working for will be realized, not through legislation in that way, but through reducing the size of government so that it's no longer as good an investment as it is right now. So thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.